What happened to that One Piece game? It was a fucking
It was an empty
slot.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 393 of the Force Podcast. My name is Tyler. Join me today, Chris.
Heaps of memes, Eric. Heaps of memes.
We're early today.
We're early. Let's get... What happened with that One Piece game? There was buzz for about 15 hours.
Apparently it was like an event website and they filled it with Bounty Rush.
So there was hype for a One Piece game. Everyone was like, what could it be? Oh shit. And then 15 hours later, they put Bounty Rush in it. Eric, what is going on?
Why do you even want one though? Because
That's true. I mean, the Dragon Ball one was alright.
Yeah, it was alright. Sure. But yeah, it is what it is with these games. Okay. Just do a fighting game.
Are you ready for the port of One Piece World Seeker to Switch 2?
Am I ready?
Are you ready for that port?
I'm not sure what that question is.
It was on Switch 1, alright?
They probably ran like...
They ported 3D World, the 3DS game, to Switch, alright? Will they port World Seeker to Switch? Or that Power Warriors 4?
I lasted an hour on that World Seeker.
Eric, of course, everyone remembers the Let's Play. Kizaru...
Classic.
Eric, that's what everyone wanted from Kizaru from Egghead.
Right.
They didn't get that.
Didn't quite get it.
They wanted impossible level Kizaru, one-shotting Luffy, kicking him around. Didn't happen.
Yeah. But, we'll get a One Piece game at some point, you'd imagine.
Are they stuck trying to make Gear 5 work? Is that why it's taking so long?
I mean, take as long as you want. Make it good.
Alright.
What else is going on? Kuma flashback continues.
Dragon? Eric, everyone hates Dragon. I know Oda wants to meme it. Oh, you can't compromise the mission.
Oda doesn't want to meme. No, Oda never brought that up. Dragon never brought that up.
The community brought that
Ivankov never brought that up. Kuma never brought that up. The community made excuses for Dragon.
Yeah. Because we know what Whitebeard pulled up for one of his men. We know what Whitebeard did.
Well, he did pull out for Odin.
Well, it's easy. Odin said, don't get involved in my business. Right? Odin was trying to be a hardball man.
Listen. If Dragon wants to pull up, he could.
Apparently he's pulling up right now, Eric.
If he's top one like everyone tells me he is.
He could pop up.
With a win low gear.
Yeah.
With a win low gear.
Yeah.
Teleport in, teleport out.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No problem. He has one of his subordinates, Kuma, who can do what?
Teleport.
No, they're not quite teleport. He can
they
fly
travel
anywhere.
very fast. Yeah.
Figure it out. You got like 3 guys in your crew that are good stealth guys.
That's true. Dragon's... Eric...
You got a guy that can turn himself into ash and fly around as crows.
We don't know when he joined. You can't
figure it out.
Could be a new addition.
Let me inspect that revolutionary panel, Christian.
Okay.
Maybe I see him.
Karasu. Alright. But Eric, what does Dragon have to do to get those stocks back?
It took him 30 years to figure out a starvation plan.
Apparently it's working.
Okay.
Eric, if Dragon's not attacking right now, will these stocks instantly go to zero? It's over.
This is like, it has to be.
Is this the last chance?
I don't think the Dragon community can handle if it's not him.
If it's Blackbeard.
It has to be him.
I mean,
but
we said that many times.
doesn't seem too worried about it, so...
We don't give a fuck, really.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Maybe wants to see the Nico. We'll get into that.
Eric. But Eric, any other news? No news? No chapter next week?
Switch 2, purchased, played Mario Kart World, the controversial game that kickstarted the $80 price tag and everyone's going to cry about it.
Sure.
Look out for Braga's Mario Kart Mondays.
Come back.
You'll hear slurs that you've never heard. before.
It's crazy. It's a crazy
Braga
announcement.
might get kicked off Twitch. It's gonna be hell. And if you want to join that, Christian, it costs you $500 because it's 24 races.
We're 24 slots, Eric.
Right.
Viewers probably can't join. But Eric, Mario Kart Mondays, come back. But are you ready to get into this chapter?
All right.
What's funny?
Now, Christian, that was one of the worst segues
I don't know what you
of
fucking...
all time.
Just get into it, man.
We're about to get into it.
Just get into it,
he
man.
does some segue, doesn't make sense.
Doesn't matter, Eric. We're here now.
Whatever.
We're here. I get the idea, Eric. Perfect chapter name for what we're doing.
Now,
right?
the people have somewhat put together that all week, Christian, randomly, at random times, who knows, will text me some theory. What about this? What about that? Who's in the panel? It's not Nami.
Eric, there's someone in that panel.
Did you suss it out? Did you figure it out?
You can see Nami, you can see Usopp, you can see...
I know, I looked at it. Did you
I
figure it out?
can't work it out. It's gotta be like...
A tree stump or an error?
It's moving, though.
It's
in two panels.
Right.
It's in two separate panels. So small you can't see it.
Who is it?
It could be Bonnie, it could be Lilith, it could be...
Bonnie?
She's around.
When did
Last
she
time
join?
we saw her was with Scott Gabon and Frankie and...
Yeah, they were in the
Ripley.
lab, weren't they?
No, they ran out with Frankie.
Oh,
They were there.
okay.
So it could be one of them. Frankie's around doing something. Right? It's too small to be Frankie. Who knows who it could be. Hopefully, the Straw Hats, Jinbei does something. Jinbei is allowed to do something for
Now,
him.
Oda answered our questions. Did Luffy feel it? He did.
We'll get into that, Eric.
Alright.
You jump the gun here.
Go on.
Yamato cover story. Yamato wins a sumo match. Eric, it could have been over last week, but Oda said no.
We're going to keep
The
going.
journey continues. Alright, we're doing side quests. We're doing little events here or there. Who's going to turn up?
Will Ushimaru join the Yamato Pirates?
We don't need that.
Right.
We don't need that. Alright?
Will Hold'em join?
Hold'em. We don't need Hold'em. We already beat Hold'em's ass. Alright?
True.
Eric, we already did the Hold'em shit in this arc. Little Yamato side story. Will she beat the shit out of Queen?
Will Queen join the Yamato Pirates?
Thunder Bagua.
Finn
Eric,
Queen.
if Queen gets one shot by Yamato,
And of course,
Sanji stocks in the mud.
I bring this up every time because
Yeah.
people forget, but Frankie's father, how can we forget?
Why do you bring that up?
Because people forget.
Why do you bring that up every time? Anyway, we don't need to bring that up.
Right.
If Yamato one-shots King or Queen, Sanji and Zoro in the mud.
It's been too hard. Like, it's Albaf, Zoro, and Sanji, you know, like...
Well, they haven't done anything.
Yeah, they're about to. hopefully.
Okay, alright. Okay. They're about to do something, let's see it. Alright? But let's move into the chapter, Eric. Orimaru and Kashi are trying to calm down Dory Broke, Eric, but there is no more need for honor, only death and destruction and strength. We no longer need honor or gods.
Right.
What is Oda trying to say with this?
It's an interesting take that they're like, we don't need idols. Maybe it's like, I'm just trying to erase the idea of like Nico.
Exactly.
Right.
So Luffy has to prove himself to be the true Nico. As predicted throughout the entire Albath, everyone knows this. But Eric, just stop it. Eric, we'll get into this with the show. But the clowns are already on Twitter. Luffy has to lose his arc. Every
arc.
time. Every single time, Luffy's gotta lose his arc. Every time. And it makes even less sense in Albath, but we'll get to it.
Right.
But, yeah. More giants are getting turned. We see a checkers board. I'm going to say this is Killingham because he mentions it earlier.
Some
later
kind of
in the
metaphor
chapter.
Oda's using, some kind of... With the chess pieces.
I mean, we saw it with the CP0.
Right.
So, there you go. Ripley is on her way to get Colin. The kid's dreaming of demons, and they're starting to pour out of the holes there.
Although, the person playing chess has normal hands.
It's Killingham. Killingham's got normal hands.
Yeah, but we're assuming they're in hybrid form. He's in hybrid form. Okay.
He's using his, dream cloud to do it. Whatever. You know, it looks like it's in some sort of mystical zone. Doesn't look like it's a physical board.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Eric. So we get Timer. He's we're going all out. Killingham, looking raw. Eric, who would have thought?
Seemingly a fishman.
Hybrid form could be sharp teeth. He's a dragon.
I see the gills
I don't see the gills.
on the neck.
How is he a fishman?
I don't know. That's why
How
it's
does that make
questionable.
any
It's
sense?
questionable.
It's very questionable. How
He's
does
a
that?
Saint Killingham.
He's a saint. Unless
Part of
there's
the
one
Killingham
fisherman
family.
trainer family.
It doesn't make sense in terms of law or like
It makes no sense.
right, but
Well, he's half fishman,
could be.
and he's always in that hybrid form. He's
Maybe-
always in that dragon
I
form.
mean, Charles wanted mermaids.
What if a sicko got his hands on a mermaid?
That's right. Possible.
And now he's always in his dragon form to not be
Not be a
noticed.
fishman. Are Kirin water creatures?
No,
No. Okay.
no. They're cloud shriners. Like cloud.
Yeah, but you know how Japanese weird shit
I don't
come
know,
from they always come from the Nippon River and shit. Who
I don't know,
knows?
from Mount Fuji, some
Right,
shit. I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah. But, Killingham looking raw. Is it going to be Jinbei? Is it going to be Zoro? Surely Zoro and Sanji versus the two Holy Knights. Surely.
You would assume so. Although, you know, Gaban did make Summers look a bum, so it's kind of, you know, unfortunate whoever gets him.
Would you say is more likely to Zoro for Killingham?
Yeah. Because
Sanji
Sanji and Summers have that
that
thematical connection already.
power of love connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're kind of looking at. So
And Killingham's got a weapon of...
and the stock's do a complete 180
Right.
for Killingham.
Because he-
How powerful is the design?
Everything. Literally everything.
Everything. He was also kind of nonchalant, didn't really give a fuck.
Now
Ibu's here, he has to pull out. Eric, his boss is here, he's gonna have to do overtime.
Right.
Right? Killingham just kind of like fucking around, signing the checks, you know, cashing it in,
Right.
summoning the nightmare creatures. They're not really doing anything, they're getting fucking destroyed by giants.
Right.
No one's really buying it. And he's like, Ibu's here.
And
Let's
I'm
go.
just like, well, Killingham, what are you doing? It's like,
Doesn't
oh,
give a
my
fuck.
bad. Let's...
Eric, he's a lazy bum celestial dragon.
Right.
He's like, alright, the buzz is here. Time to pull up.
I guess they do it because they like having power over the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you do it, I guess. But
He's like, Eric, he was a bit of a lazy bum, apparently.
now, just based on this Conqueror's Haki, right?
Yeah.
We're assuming that this is some kind of Narono Aimu
Again, Eric.
situation, theoretically, I suppose. Do you think all the 20 kings were raw like this? Like, were they all Conqueror's Haki,
Yes.
fucking sword masters?
Yes. There'll be some, whatever how it is.
What happened in 800 years and then they just become fucking bums?
Eric, to figure their family ain't bums.
No, I'm talking about, oh yeah, but I'm talking about the other nations, you know, the bum nations, the affiliated nations.
Eric, all the important nations became celestial dragons.
True.
All the other nations are
Okay.
bums. They joined later, as you know. Alright. So the 20 kingdoms, raw apparently, fire, heat.
Right.
Alright. So we're waiting to see what Killingham has in store for us, Eric. Because other stocks, we're interested, we're intrigued. We want to see what this man can do.
Indeed.
Will he fight Zoro in horse form, or will he just go into normal form?
Every form.
In, out.
Yeah,
Left and right.
I'm sure some special ability will come up.
Will Killingham pull out Zoro's fear?
Koina?
Eric the Grim Reaper. We'll get Eric Blackblade Law. Eric.
Oh, and then he kills his greatest fear. and then
He
it
kills the
evolves.
Grim
Oh,
Reaper
God,
and evolves
fuck
against the
me.
Black Blade.
Maybe he transforms into his greatest fear and it's like Sanji beating him.
Stairs. A staircase.
What if it's Sanji? They just Shadow Sanji versus
Shadow
Zoro.
Sanji versus Zoro.
But yeah, I imagine that's what's going on. Because Oda's not going to do Dorian Brogy versus Sanji and Zoro. They're too small. It would be weird.
Yeah, it would be weird choreography.
Right.
Unless Bibilo comes down and grows them.
Somehow.
So we can get some whatever fights.
Sure.
But you know, let's get the
Yeah,
humans
but
versus
then
humans.
people are gonna upscale Giant Zoro to 10x,
Giant Zoro, yeah.
10x Kaido, so
Gonna be annoying. Let's not do that. Let's scratch the record.
right. Let's not.
Let's erase that from the record. Let's not do
meanwhile, Luffy can already turn as big as he wants, but that doesn't matter.
that. Eric, apparently, to the Zoro fans, Zoro can
Cut Bagua.
cut Bajrangan,
Right.
a move covered in Conquerors and Alvin Haki. No, Zoro could cut it.
Which Kaido couldn't even get through with Magma and Conqueror's Haki.
Nah, Zoro could cut it. Because Zoro's ever cut anything of that. Kaido didn't even use Alvin Haki to block his Ashura. He just kind of bare-chested it.
Right. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Then again, Kaido using Alvin Haki never happened.
Yes.
Which is, you know, he's got the Conqueror's code and he doesn't have the armor.
He's got the scales. Doesn't care.
Okay. Alright. Eric, Aru wants to crush Elbaf's spirit, Eric. If it wasn't for King Harold, we wouldn't have had this country decades ago.
Guy's a demon.
Demon confirmed. I mean, Loki found out and killed him.
I mean, he but then he like reneges on the deal.
And then Loki found, and then maybe Aibu came to collect. And then that's when Loki found
He
out.
ripped out his horns.
Yeah.
But I guess he always had horns.
Eric, I'm telling you, it's ancient giant law and shit. It's gotta be ancient giant law.
Yeah, but he had the wings clearly.
He's clearly a
hiding
dick.
under his cape.
I reckon he made a deal, he reneged on the deal, Aibu shows up, Loki's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
Loki solos everyone,
In the castle.
which is Shag's upscale.
And that's why maybe Ironman's like, go get Loki.
Yeah. So now we're cooking, Eric. Oh, just cooking. Loki runs the sea. First of all, let's just get this straight. Loki destroyed 100 demon giants and King Harold solo.
Right.
Before or after the fruit? Surely he ate the fruit and then went on rampage.
Yeah, you know.
We're not going to give him that much sauce before the fruit. He just destroys all of them. I doubt it.
Then
right?
we're probably going to untrain him.
Alright? So we're going to find out Loki's strength level soon. Alright? But, Eric, the Shanks... Anything Loki does, Shanks slays. Anything he does.
You'd love to see it.
We finally have the character. The Mihawk
He's
Suckers.
probably just going to be on Goon Patrol.
I imagine Gordorio Brogy.
Right.
2v1 kind of scenario. I guess Hydruden has to do something.
Maybe Hydruden takes on someone.
Hydruden, no one buys it, but he's there. You know,
Right.
no one buys it. Eric. So we'll get that King Harold flashback soon. You would assume?
Yeah.
We're kind of getting more and more information, Eric. We have a small little flashback a few minutes earlier. Chopper falling from the sky. He runs and grabs Kaban, unlocking some kind of skywalk ability.
Yeah, weird. Something weird.
Something extra boost, air boost, whatever.
Sure.
Right? Catches Kaban, saves Kaban. W Chopper. Chopper useful. W. Hydruden and Loki are arguing about Harold. We don't really get any information.
Right,
This is
yeah,
kind of back and
yeah.
forth here. Luffy somehow senses Chopper, but he doesn't know how he did it. Luffy upscale.
He didn't know how he knew it was
It's
Chopper.
Chopper.
Right.
Sanji, Zoro don't sense Chopper. No one senses Chopper but Luffy.
People saying voice of all things. People saying observation.
They knew it was his boy, Eric. Now, Eric, now that Luffy has this ability, Oda cannot cap with this bullshit.
Well, there's range, but
Rage ruined Elbaf! There is no rage!
yeah,
Eric ruined Elbaf. You know how big of a distance that is?
this just proves that Luffy's got like so much room to grow.
He's doing like island level senses and he knows exactly who it is.
Right.
And there's a person next to him who's low health.
Could be a voice of all things thing.
Could be,
Who
could be.
knows?
Eric, the Straw Hats go after Chopper, but Loki gets a call from Shaggy. Oh, Loki, I appreciate you, but we can't talk for a while.
Shit happened.
Shit happened.
Is it about the business? Is it about the thing?
What thing? That's the question.
Now, is this some kind of slave in marriage? I have to go.
A lot of people saying it's Gunko
Gunko.
because she's about to be transformed by Aimu at this point.
I don't think so.
Who do you think it is? That was someone from Marijoa? We still don't know the fate of Shirahoshi. People say Shirahoshi.
Could be.
Shirahoshi in Marijoa. This gives Loki some future motivation to help Luffy. My friend Shaggy is captured.
Right.
Eric, are the two sovereigns? I've already asked this question, and we know the timeline doesn't add up. Alright?
Well, Loki,
Shirahoshi.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Alright? But they're connected.
It's clearly Vivi and Shirahoshi.
They're already met. Nothing happened. Alright?
Well, you know, they were like, we're gonna free Fishman Island and shit.
It didn't happen. So we don't know what happened. Do you think it's maybe a new character? Is Loki's mom?
This whole plotline's weird. I don't know what Oda's doing with it.
It's obviously going to be a reveal. I think it's for later to give Loki motivation to go off.
Yeah, just like we thought whose face was going to be revealed.
Turns out he's just a racist.
Just a guy.
Just a racist man who knows about Shanks.
Right.
Right. But I think it's for Loki to have motivation for later.
Sure.
Because he obviously cares about this individual.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to come save you, all that kind of stuff. Alright. Luffy finds out Gaban was on Roger's crew. He's excited.
Do you know
This man's
Shanks?
strong. Do you know Shanks, Eric?
Always asking.
Always asking, Eric. Hydrudin explains that he is probably the third strongest. Gaban on his deathbed claims he was the second. Now, Eric.
Classic meme.
Oda is Oda's nasty for this one, Eric. Oda, nasty. The Sanji Zoro gag will never end. Eric, to me this just confirms Oda knows Sanji's third, but he's playing the bit.
Yeah, because no one ever does this to Zoro.
No.
No one goes, oh, he's the third strongest, and Zoro goes, I'm the second.
Yeah.
Zoro just sitting there, second. And Zoro fans had the nerve, the gold cushion to try and take first pot.
See, I agree, Eric. Here's the thing: Zoro fans take it too far. Zoro's Sanji. Zoro's first commander level. Sanji's second commander level. People are acting like Zoro is Emperor level. Sanji is third commander level.
No, Sanji's like oven.
Sanji will get one shot.
Right.
Fucking relax, guys. All right, you gotta fucking relax. You always do this. They're close.
High diff Zoro.
Of course. No one's saying Zoro's not gonna win.
Right.
But you guys are saying low diff, no diff. I mean, you guys are fucking crazy.
It's a wash.
You guys are fucking crazy, alright? Don't overextend. They always overextend. Always. Alright?
Sure.
Luffy. They feel that Haki, Eric. That Haki rains down from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Scopper seems to know who that is. He's like, oh no, not this Haki.
Uh-huh.
Aimu God Valley. Surely at some point Aimu's like, what the fuck's going on in God Valley? Pulls up.
Maybe. Someone had to erase it.
So Gaban knows it's Haki.
Yeah.
Alright. Luffy, ready to go. He doesn't give a fuck.
I like how every person affiliated with the world government fears the Roger Pirates in every way.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, but nah, like they're all like they got 19 emperors there. They alright, bro.
They gotta fucking relax that shit. But Eric, we got Scopper knows who he is. Luffy ready to go. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, Chopper, I get it. Enough.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what I have to do. He understands what he has to do, Eric. And Luffy's eating meat right now. Eric,
And
how
he's
much
been eating
meat?
the whole time.
How much meat?
If he lasts 3 seconds,
In Gear 5.
holy shit.
We have an
He's
issue.
been eating for an hour.
He better come with a piece of meat on his back.
For that extra
For
stuff.
an extra stamina. Right? Come prepared.
How do you... It's interesting that Luffy says, I know what's going on.
He's like, I get it. Alright? He's like, I don't need any more. I get it. I know who I have to punch. I'm about to trouble. I know who's ass.
I like Oda how... Would I like Oda to just skip this entirely? And
It's
have
fine.
Luffy
It's fine.
Luffy's Stargun armor in the face. Sure. But
Next
this is a
week.
setup. Unfortunately, there's a break. Oda, please.
Yeah.
You knew there was a break.
Of course he did.
Next week.
Eric, we can't forget to mention Loki's like, you guys need my help. Well, Eric, Oda can't cuck us again.
Yeah, they're gonna let him free.
They're gonna let him free.
Right.
Oda can't do it again.
Alba's in trouble. They got no choice.
Yeah, Luffy felt that haki. He's like, I know what I have to do.
Gaban looks at them for the count, or will Chopper find more Zone medicine, or
I think Gaban's
Wrap him
out.
up in
It's time for the
bandages.
next generation, Eric. Let Sanji save Beasts.
Now, will we have 5 chapters of Sanji meeting up with Killingham, Zoro meeting up with whatever Summers, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
Loki running to Dorian Broggie, and then Luffy
Clash,
finally...
right.
Right.
And then fights. Probably. Then Eric. Clash. Flashback. Then fights. So, let's just go through the matchups right now. Obviously, Luffy versus Gunko armor. Obvious.
I'm Munko.
Whatever the fuck you want
Right.
to call it. Alright. Luffy versus Gunko.
Right.
I'm gonna say Zoro versus Killingham just because of the design and the, just
And
the
Summers
tool
is
set.
the more obvious matchup.
Summers versus Sanji.
Right.
I mean, Summers already got packed up, which kind of hurts Sanji stocks. But Sanji's used to that.
Yeah, sure.
Sanji's
Sanji
used
can
to that.
catch a break for sure.
Alright. And Loki 2v1 Dorian Broggie.
And Straw Hat's on Goon Patrol.
Eric Jinbei. Talk to me at Jinbei.
There's no one for Jinbei. It's unfortunate, but he's on Goon Patrol.
Fuck. How we got someone like Jinbei on Goon Control?
There might be like
Oromo Kashi?
Soul or like fucking Walrus Man.
Yeah, of course, Jinbei can only fight the racist man. We need to find someone racist for Jinbei.
Ja Rule might get transformed. Someone might fight Ja Rule.
Who knows? Alright. Do you reckon Ja Rule has stories from his grandpappy about the
Do you
Ancient
reckon
Kingdom?
maybe Soul gets transformed, fights Robin? That might be a possibility.
Soul transforms Soul versus Robin?
That might be a possibility.
Yeah, but then we have to give every Straw Hat the ability.
Maybe Luffy beats armor, turns off or some shit.
Brooke? No, nothing.
Yeah,
No
Brooke, sure,
Brooke storyline.
I'm just trying to think about who's the named characters we got now about.
Yeah. Unless it's Luffy and Loki versus
Now, will
Gunko.
Usopp do anything?
Usopp seems to be yelling at Dorian Broggie, so we might be able to...
He's their masters. Maybe it's a Usopp job with Loki.
I think Usopp will help.
Fuck.
Somehow.
They said it was his time.
Will he pull off the greatest snipe with Molnir?
Just give me something. Give me something.
That's true. Give me something. Alright?
Just stand on Loki's shoulder and snipe some shit.
That's cool. Little turret on Loki's shoulder. Little extra utility.
Sniping salt in their mouths.
Now, Eric, I will tell you this. It seems like Gaban's too weak to talk, so we can't get the secret.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, of course.
So how are we gonna get this secret? Brooke? Is Brooke the key? Because Brooke's the only one with real any connection / knowledge. Is it Brooke?
What is Loki's deal for it?
It's gonna be something fucking crazy.
Will Luffy unlock?
God of War? It's Alba's treasure.
Sure.
We got Dory mentioning Albath God this chapter.
They mentioned the God of War in Little Garden.
So is it that, or do you think it's some other wolf? Or...
It might be some weird Nika adjacent liberation drums thing.
Will he have the Earth God?
It might have one of the gods.
Start doing some fucking
The
Quake
sea god
shit.
Christian.
Start doing some Quake shit. Ragnarok, Eric.
Could be
Volcanic
yeah.
eruptions.
Yeah, it could be like Earth interpretation is like volcanic stuff.
Yeah.
Volcano go away.
Alki, throw it into the trash.
Right.
Alright?
But that he actually thinks he's Nico. So I don't know if it can be the Earth God.
I guess the most logical one is Albath God, the War God, God of War. I guess that's the most logical.
Sure.
Unless it's the actual gun realm.
It could be literally like, what if the actual, like, it's just called, like, God of War Harley or whatever, after the Harley text or something.
Because it is stated that it's Albath's treasure.
Right.
So it has to be some sort of cultural reference to Albath. You would assume.
I think Luffy's gonna have to figure out some liberation drum shit.
But surely Brook helps in that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Who's gonna free the Straw Hats? They're just standing
There's
there.
some guy, there's someone...
Jinbei just decides to do something when everyone arrives.
There's some almond haki.
Right.
Breaks the thing.
Does some shark teeth things.
Come on, Jinbei. What are you... He's just standing there. And there is someone coming. I'm saying body because use some age bullshit to break it.
Sure, I could do that.
Or age them down so they shrink and then they can, get out of the...
Now, no Shamrock. He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. That was clearly just a little taste. A little sprinkle for the future. Hey, what if Dragon gets packed up by Shamrock?
I'm still 50-50 on whether he's actually there or not.
Dragon.
I don't think he's there.
He got summoned back to fight someone.
I think it's Zabo. I think he said Zabo again.
He didn't go.
He didn't go the first time for no reason.
If Dragon, I swear to fucking God. If Zabo's captured, Luffy's pulling up.
But if Dragon's there, he loses. He can't win.
I know.
Unless it's like...
But then again, Zabo was just there. What's the point? Back front.
Literally like a week.
2 weeks maybe, max.
It'd be funny if it's Blackbeard. Hilarious. The fires from, what the fuck is his name? The drunk guy's, alcohol.
The sicko.
Yeah, the sicko. Yeah.
Fast called shoulder.
A setup chapter, a promise.
We're hyped.
No bullshit, they felt it.
We're ready for fights.
That's crazy to actually know what's going on now.
It's crazy, done. It's crazy, alright?
Now, Luffy, you can fly in 2 forms.
They said they're jumping on that ship. So and it was a flashback. So next chapter, I better not see any fucking
What if Luffy just strolls up and straight up just star guns armor in the face?
I love to see it. And he's like, oh, the Nico, oh, I start shaking. Enjoy that. Alright, moving on.
Revive him, Shanks' his power.
Shit. Alright, moving on.
Shanks.
How strong is Shanks are? Every week, come to you with the question of, how strong is Shanks? Every week we answer. Shanks is stronger, Shanks is the king.
Yes.
But, still people out there saying Kano's top 1. Kano is a distant memory at this point.
It's over for him.
Eric? There are people out there saying, Dragon's the strongest. The man who maybe lit Marijo on fire. That's a big maybe.
Right.
There are people out there saying Blackbeard's the strongest. The man who needs to absorb armor to get the final villain buff. Right. There are people out there saying sweatiest man on the planet, Alkane is the strongest. The man with dwindling plot relevance. Dwindling. And of course, Eric, the worst of them all. People out there saying Mihawk's the strongest. We've even less plot relevance. Like every week, we're being 100% factual information to the table, Eric. Sage is so strong. Luffy laughs at Ironbru's haki, but got packed up by Shanks. Sage is strong. Shanks is no king.
Talk with the show. An all-time classic.
Eric,
what do you want to say about
Eric,
this?
every arc, Luffy needs to lose for tension. It's always the same talking points. We need tension. We need real villains. We need stakes. We need it all. And then they cite Shibodi Archipelago. Now, I want to remind people that we have Albath on the line.
Right.
The subjugation of Elbaf. We have friends here. We know the people here. Dory and Broggy. The Giants helped us in Egghead. Luffy can't fail. His friends right here, right now.
The Nika can't fail.
Eric, this is the arc where Luffy proves he's a true Nika. He can't fail. Eric, of course, we talked about this before. Oda has many outs. Luffy unlocks the Joybo Haki, sending everyone back, despelling the thing. Therefore, Amu doesn't technically lose.
Right. Many Mickeys can be had.
Many Mickeys can be had. Many ways are out of this.
Right. We hope Luffy finally learns how to damage. That'd be
great.
Fantastic.
Can't have 3 arcs of this, Eric.
Right.
Eric, Luffy losing back at the pre-time skip didn't fucking mean much. Everyone's life continues. The people of Sabaody continue their lives. It's status quo. Nothing changes. Luffy losing at Elbaf, everything changes. First, he's an emperor who put his flag up in Wano and Fishman Island.
Right.
That name gets sullied. He can't do that. Luffy's an emperor now. Him losing means something. He will lose his emperor status. We can't have that.
Yeah, and like the time for see, this is the thing. This is the thing you get into trouble with, because at the end of the story, your main character's at the top of the ceiling.
Yeah.
And you go, how do I make things interesting? How do I add stakes? And then you start lifting the power ceiling to the fucking moon.
And then everything breaks.
Right. Which you don't want to do.
No.
So how do you do that? All out brawls, tight contests, 50-50s.
Yeah. Mickey's.
High extreme diffs.
Asterix.
Bullshit fucking powers like immortality.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Cool designs, Christian.
Of course, raw designs carry. So, Eric, if I see Mr. Moore's video saying Luffy's gonna lose,
I don't think he's on that tank.
It'd be crazy. Because people get in their heads.
He thinks that Elbaf has a good enough downturn for it to count, but Wano doesn't.
With the kids.
Yeah.
And Kaban losing.
Yeah. And the shrubs being tied up, and the fire and shit.
But Udon doesn't count.
No.
Luffy wasn't even lose here. Luffy's just chilling.
You make it make sense, Christian. I think he thinks that Onigashima is a separate arc.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So we cut Eric. Stop Eric every time. People are gonna stop.
Luffy, Luffy doesn't have to lose for it to be.
We just want to see good fights.
And Luffy, like.
We want to see interesting fights, brutal fights, good fights. Luffy doesn't have to lose. All right. Now, Eric, you see Ibu's lineup right here. Do you think we can't deal with this?
Yeah, not a big deal.
If I saw Kaido and Big Mom, I would go, this is a bigger threat.
Yeah.
We got Ibu Gunko, kind of an unknown quantity, probably extreme diff for Luffy. Fine. We got 2 Holy Knights, Zoro Sanji, matched. And then we got unknown quantity, Source to High Heaven Loki, against everyone else.
Dorian Broggy.
The man who packed up 100 demon giants already.
But not Dorian Broggy.
King Harold, Eric, apparently a demon.
Like, did he? No, he didn't. Maybe Dorian Broggy only arrived 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the Little Garden. So, we already have Loki packing up 100 giants. 100 goon giants ain't gonna do shit against Loki. Loki can do whatever the fuck he wants. Who cares, alright? So, I see this army here, I go, yeah, Luffy can get it done.
Now, why did Shanks lock him up? If he's a good guy.
He was being a dickhead like Kid.
Is there some prophecy shit where like, yeah, Luffy has to unfree him so they can destroy Elbaf together?
It's pretty clear to me, he was being a fucking fuckwit on the seas, rampaging.
It's like, you need to mature
Shanks is like, you need to calm down,
son. Time out a little bit.
Time out. Put him in the timeout chair, alright? Put him in the bad boy chair.
There you go.
Just like Kid.
Right.
He backed him up just like Kid. Now, Eric, let's talk about 2 things here. 1, Big Mom, chances.
Percentage update.
It's gone down to 5%.
We were at 70,
It's gone down to
and now he's at
Eric,
5%.
God, I told you Oda was playing a twist. He could have pulled the Big Mom card. He pulled the Aimu card. It is what it is. I know when it's over. Right?
Okay.
I know when it's over. I'm
At
not
least
gonna.
he knows what he knows.
I'm not gonna continue.
Right.
I just say bad writing or whatever the fuck. I'm gonna say, hey, it's over. Alright? I know when it's over.
He chose a good route. We like it.
He chose a good route.
Right.
Alright? Now, kid percentage.
Is he gonna pull a Margin Vegeta bullshit?
I get the demon power.
He's like, take me, Aimu. Make me powerful.
I fight who? Luffy? Eric, if Kid needs a Mickey power up to fight Luffy,
I'm hilarious. Kid's not gonna be in this arc.
will he ever return? Did Shanks literally pack him
I'm
up?
telling you, he's going to be banished to the Bellamy Flag Island.
Eric, if Shanks literally ended his career, like the panel suggests,
The Kid Pirates were destroyed.
Eric, it might be the greatest thing Oda's ever done. He was sick and tired of Kid yapping. He's like, why did I invent this character? I hate this
You
bum.
stop making mechanical toys for children on random island.
Just like Wapple.
Yeah, some bullshit will happen.
So the next cover story is going to be the Kid retirement cover
It'll
story.
be like 3 years from now. We'll see.
The next cover story. The Kid retirement cover story.
It'd be funny while we're in the final war, we have a
Kids
kid
just making
retirement
robots and
story. Not involved at all.
Hilarious, Eric. Shanks?
Kid would already have shown up by now if he was in this arc. Alright, so we'll do a little arc update.
Yeah.
We assumed we were either at the beginning of Wano, at the beginning of Elbaf, or at the end of Act 2.
We're at the end of Act 2.
We're at the end of Act 2.
Yeah.
Going into Act 3.
Still missing that flashback. A few flashbacks now, Eric.
But they'll start soon. So Elbaf maybe only got 20 chapters left.
I assume we get the King Harold flashback
It's not
before
going
the
to be
fights.
it's not going to be crazy long flashbacks. Maybe a chapter. It's not that complex.
I think three for Harold. Because it's got the Harold and it's got the Loki shit.
I don't think he'll do
Will we see Shanks pack up Loki?
to get the Loki flashback.
And we need the Big Mom shit. We need the Big Mom shit.
The Loki flashback might be 5 chapters with everything in it.
Pack it all in.
Yeah, put it all in. I'm not feeling a straight flashback here. I think he's gonna cut it up in between fights and stuff.
I'm feeling a straight flashback. Loki childhood.
Well, the brothers have to come to some kind of like reuniting.
Yeah, so we have to know. So we need the childhood, why they hate each other. King Harold, how he was like during childhood. Then the moment Aimu steps in, or whatever the deal is, the fruit runs out to sea, the Big Mom shit, and they're getting packed up by Shanks.
Yeah.
And then
So the Herald thing will be a chapter in that.
But do you remember when Loki almost escaped right before the start of the island? Like, what was that? You remember when Loki almost escaped?
Yeah. No, what happened was...
Hydruden couldn't go and save Luffy because he was dealing with Loki, apparently. And they had to restrain him. Something was going on at the start
Maybe
of
his goons got the key or something. What happened to those goons? Who
Oh, no
knows?
one gives a fuck about those fucking bums, alright?
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'd just say only 20 chapters left.
20? I'm gonna say 30. Let's look at the Brook flashback. I'm just gonna milk the shit out of that Brook flashback. Don't forget about that.
Still though, like...
Brook Sama, Daddy,
People forget,
music.
at the end of the day, Zoro and Sanji are gonna get like 2 chapters for their fights.
Sure.
And it'll be 1 chapter for the end.
Yeah.
You'll get like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Then it'll be Luffy, he'll get like 3.
Yeah.
So what's that, 5?
Let's just put 10 chapters for the fights. All up. The action segment. Then you got
Where
flashbacks.
are we in June? Do we end Elbaf this year?
Close. I reckon it'll be close.
Yeah, I reckon we'll be in the next arc early next year.
Yeah.
Not much to go.
Not much to do. We just do a lot of wrap up story shit to do.
We'll get some sick lore from the Nika.
Will?
As well.
Will Shanks turn up at the end of this arc?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
With Rayleigh.
Why Rayleigh?
Goodbye to Rayleigh, you reunite. And we're all together so we go to the final war.
I think Elbaf's like a crucial island for the prophecy. So
Bring all the Roger pirates.
guy with the pipe at his mouth.
Weird
Fire guy with
weird-
long sleeves.
Weird kind of. That's a big mum pirate. Weird fire guy with long
No,
sleeves.
there's also another weird fire guy with long sleeves in the Roger Pirates.
Okay. The little tontata giant man.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Roger Pirates.
Alright.
The fish guy, Christian.
The Jinbei equivalent.
Right.
The fourth strongest.
Sure.
Moving on.
Questions.
A few questions for people. From Growth Stonks. Who is most like Shaggy? It seems like this chapter hints that it's Biblio since the library is burning down. Weird. Kind of a nothing reveal if it is. I like the idea that Shirahoshi gets Loki involved in the plot. It's been about a month since the reverie.
Like fucking Lola or some...
Like, Lola's with Cabot now, Eric.
Or like... What's his fucking... Chiffon.
So where is Lola? Lola's still somewhere.
Yeah, well, Chiffon's with Capone.
Did Lola get captured by the world government? Eric?
Could be Lola, could be Shirahoshi. How did his Denden Mushi get in his hands is a real question, but
Some sort of salad buddy situation.
maybe Shane's gave him the Denden Mushi. Talk to this, she'll calm you down.
Shirahoshi. I don't think it's that old.
Whose wedding was Shanks at?
Benny.
Benny's wedding. Big Benny. I don't think Big Benny's.
What about Big Lucky Roo?
I don't think
Big
Benny,
Roo, Eric.
Probably Big Roo. I don't think Benny's looking.
What if Yasop got remarried?
That's crazy. Crazy if Yasop got remarried.
Yasop turns up with the new wife, with the new mum, with the stepmom.
Usopp surely can't handle that.
Usopp's got a stepmom. That's crazy.
That is nuts. If Yasop got remarried.
That's crazy. His wife died. He was out of the seas.
Nuts.
He's like, yeah, I'll run to Usopp one day.
And Usopp's still like, my dad, he's goaded.
That's crazy. Alright.
What do you want me to do?
And he's gonna do kid that he has with him.
That he likes.
Yeah. That's crazy, Eric. That's fucking crazy for Usopp. Alright. Does Aibu lose here and is somehow made to leave the island because this can't be the climax of Elbaf? It is.
Yes.
Yes, it is the climax
Yes
of
to
Elbaf.
both questions.
Yes and yes, Eric.
They'll get removed from their bodies and summoned back or whatever.
And plus, we've got the Brook Mickey out where it's like the music gets Gunko out of the body.
We'll get an idea of what we're dealing with.
Yeah. It's gonna be an asterisk fight. There's not gonna be Eric. Mark my words. Oda has a million ways to get out of this, and he's gonna use all of them.
Right.
Alright?
Will we get out finally an Aimu actual reveal of what he looks
It
like?
has to be. Eric, if it's not after this arc, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Losing it already.
I'm gonna say he's a hockey man at this point. He's just a black blob.
Mm-hmm.
Of Endless Void. Alright? From Marcus K. Does Scopper tell them anything about hurting the God Knights before they leave, or are we in another round for useless hitting them? Look, I doubt it. He's too weak to speak. He said his last words by saying he's number 2,
right.
and then he passed out. So it's an issue.
I knew Scopper wouldn't give him the answers anyway. That's kind of like no Otis thing.
Alright.
They'll figure it out though.
From Reese, do you think Gaban knows Aimu's haki from the past, like God Valley versus Holy Knights? Well, they kind of know who each other is, so you'd assume it was God Valley.
The Holy Knights are very familiar with the Roger Pirates.
Very familiar, of course.
You'd imagine they'd be.
Some
they got the Raftel.
Some is very familiar with.
They got the Raftel.
Yeah.
Like you'd imagine there'd be a briefing.
Do you think Scopper went to Albaf to protect it from the world government?
I think Ripley made
him
kept
stay.
him stay around. Made him stick around.
Alright. Midnight Detective. I'm expecting Zoro to fight Killingham to get some practical fights like a horse-like creature before fighting Nostura in the future.
Maybe.
Alright. And I'll tell you, people are now on board for killing Ham.
Okay, now
that he's not a meme,
right.
now he's got an edge design. We're on board.
Sure.
Right. Would you rather see the Straw Hats fight and lose, or sit and do nothing? That's a good point, Eric. Would you rather Jinbei tried and lost?
Yes.
Like he's knocked out. He tried to beat Gargo but couldn't do it.
But he's just like kind of apathetic at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't really care.
No agency.
Eric, is it because he has so much faith in the Manga
He's
Jesus?
like, Luffy will come and say, let's do this bullshit.
He's like, I'm an old man. I'm an old ass fish man.
He'll be like, you think I'm worried about some Holy Knights? We've got the Pirate King.
I told Big Mom to shut the fuck up. You
Right.
think I'm worried about this shit? That's true. That's true, Eric. From Green Tornado, Albath is definitely themed around games. I wouldn't say it's themed. People say themes, Eric. People always like to say themes.
Games.
You got the
Sorta,
start.
yeah.
You got the games with the kids.
I'd say the major theme is the false idols.
Religion and shit.
Yeah. That's
Culture,
sure.
maybe. Okay.
Well, the thing is going to be Luffy proving himself to be Nico and what Nico means.
Yeah. He also says Gaba's not going to tell them, so how they're going to learn it. There's no more room for people like Big Mom and Shamrock to return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks like this is the lineup. This looks like the lineup, Eric.
Yep.
From Pirate King, Eric. Executive decision, Eric. You have to read the comments now, Eric. Let me get this straight. If Eric has to read the comments, might be an issue. Is it a greater issue than me?
No. Definitely not.
Now that you have glasses, maybe you can start reading the comments.
I still have to move that over there, probably, but...
Okay.
Hey, it's a tradition. Christians fucking up the names is a tradition.
But bro is slaughtering the names. Pirate King, I get your
wouldn't do
names
much
right.
better on the names. There's no shot.
Pirate King,
Maybe a little bit better.
maybe a little bit better, but Pirate King is pretty straightforward.
Right. I think you've been going to Pirate King Ziz
I like Ziz, Eric.
for 3 years, but yeah.
Ziz, Eric. There was a Ziz in the comments. That's why I'm getting
Yeah,
confused.
sure.
Sky King Ziz or something.
Right.
Alright. Very similar names. Alright.
2.
Praise be to the God King.
Indeed.
Indeed. 3. Looking back at all we got, Kaido's Devil Fruit reveal, there was a bunch of speculation on what it could be. In the end, it was a fish, fruit, mythical type. One of the hints was in his laughing style, where broke down the phrase means fish. A fish name in Japanese.
Okay.
So based on his laughter and speech parallels, Loki is Doga Haha. Is his laughing style? Do you think this is a chance Loki's devil fruit is more mink or animal in nature? Why didn't you give us your Japanese breakdown? I thought he was going to give us your Japanese breakdown. He did no research. I thought he was going to give us the detail, Eric. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think we're all assuming it could be Fenrir.
Something crazy, Eric.
Sure.
Nidhogg.
Okay.
Some dragons. Eric, now how would you pronounce his name?
Where?
SB Joker 5?
Yeah.
SB Joker 5?
Sure.
See, this is the shit I have to deal with.
Okay.
Alright? SBJOKA.
Well, you missed from Midnight Detective, but
I'm just saying. I'm asking you how you pronounce that name.
sure.
Midnight Detective. I can't tell if Oda is calling out Sanji fans for being delusional about being stronger than Zoro. Yes, he is. Eric, it's quite obvious.
It's not him calling him out. He's perpetuating the meme.
People, I don't know how Sanji fans don't see the meme.
Well, yeah, like they're close. Like Zoro's better.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just about how Cole is saying Sanji's equal. It's Cole, you're getting sucked into the bit. Oda knows they're not equal.
They're not equal. Sanji always fights the third commander.
But apparently Sanji always gets a mid diff. Zoro always got his extreme diff. Cole, ask Cole lying about this. He'll break it down for you. It's kind of bullshit. But, you know, it is what it is.
I've heard it 1,000 times.
I know. Alright.
It's always stronger, but, you know, not by much. But.
From SB Joker, Eric. Do you think it's a coincidence that everyone who knows Future Sight category Luffy, Kaido, Shanks, Kaban, and the eternal destruction variant of Advanced Armored Haki, Ryo, all have Conqueror's Haki? Hyokuro doesn't, but Hyokuro doesn't have Future Sight. So you're saying if you have extreme haki, you're likely to have.
I think
Conquerors.
it's clear that Oda wants to do like these guys specialize in X and Y.
Also, Zoro doesn't have Future Sight, so that's one thing off the list. Yamato doesn't have Future Sight, but has the rest. Would you say?
I think Oda does it by he picks a character, they specialize in X, and they fight with X.
Yeah.
And then they have bits and pieces of the others.
Okay. Last question from Young Obama. Does the anime have to hype Scott versus Luffy? Yes. It will be hyped.
Yeah, sure.
With Nami and Zoro comments about him seeming like Oda did more talking about his hype than showing it. He showed it.
Yeah,
Nami saying some...
Scopper did well.
Zoro said this man is strong. I don't think Zoro said this man packed us up. Nami's like... Gaban, you know, push Luffy. Well, it's kind of true.
Without Nami having any context, Luffy did kind of get clowned.
Luffy got clowned a little bit.
Right.
That's
God
true.
forbid Zoro get clowned.
Yeah.
Oda.
Now, the video is lagging like shit.
Yeah, I've been doing that the whole time. Well, that's the last question, though.
That's the last question. Hopefully I didn't fuck the names up too much.
He's put you on blast. He's put you on notice.
I'm on notice, Eric. Hands up. Don't shoot. Alright?
To be fair, there is names with, like,
Like, what the fuck?
all consonants, no vowels.
Yeah, it's
And,
fucked
like,
up.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with
Numbers
that?
and shit, like.
Come on, guys. You gotta give me a break here.
Now, have you heard Christian try and pronounce and read Japanese things?
Terrible. That's terrible.
It is what it is.
Alright?
Anyway, now what are we doing next week? Do we have JoJo?
We have JoJo. We might have two JoJos.
Okay.
So next week,
And then
JoJo.
hopefully we get a nice little run of
Action. Hype.
power. Law.
Well, Eric.
What if Luffy gets up there and he's like, Nika, you have returned.
Surely we have to get some lore about it. Surely. Amu says something
Do not
about Nika.
recognize me, Nika. I am Mu.
Surely we get some lore. If it's, you know, Amu's been around
I
forever.
want some raw shit where like,
Yeah.
so you have returned.
Yeah.
I don't want some, joyful.
No, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be like, oh.
He was when he felt that shit.
That was the OG. That was Joy Boy who packed him up.
Remember when Zoe just turned up to Wano, had a little speech, and then left?
Oh, by the way, there's a fucking Zoe elephant in one of these panels.
Where?
Did you see it? In one of the nightmare creatures is a Zoe.
I didn't see it.
What's going on?
Remember at the end of Wano, Zoe just turned up.
And he's like, oh, I'm here to do the job. I'm not.
Joy Boy's here.
I'm here to destroy the barriers. Oh no, I'm not. Bye.
That had to be the thing I was doing.
Fucking hell, what the fuck? All right. Anyway, the borders of Wano never opened. Maybe Luffy will lose. If the door never happened.
Oda's. Anyway.
Shakes the King.
Good night.